Hi, Ravens. How's it going? Welcome to our podcast stream. Welcome to our podcast stream. Welcome to our podcast stream.
And also, I can hear you on the stream. And also, I can hear you on the stream. And also, I can hear you on the stream.
Everywhere. Okay, hold on just a minute. I'm sorry.
Everywhere.
It's the first time I have
It's the first time
stream.
I
have
It's the first time
stream.
I have
It's the first time
stream.
I have There's so
What are
many
we
of
doing?
me. There's so
What are
many
we
of
doing?
me. There's so
What are
many
we
of
doing?
me. There's so
What are
many
we
of
doing?
me. What's going on? Okay, I'm so sorry. Just a minute. We'll be right back. 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 Sorry. Hi, you guys. Let me see if this fixed everything. Maybe? Hello? Can you all hear me? Is it better?
Talk again.
Hello. I'm here.
Yeah, seems good to me.
Seems good? Are we okay?
Yeah, it seems good.
Oh, I think, Autumn, you were right. I think it was the other, having the chat open, the other channel, Twitch. Anyway, doesn't matter. Thank you, Autumn. Autumn is amazing. We love her so much. Hi, Ravens. Welcome. There's only one of me this time. I know. It's just so disappointing. And Sam. Sam was echoing too, actually.
I was.
Yes, it was quite amazing. So welcome to the podcast. Today is special because we have some new peeps on, and also Taz is not with us, so that's why I was having technical issues, because I'm the one streaming and I'm not normally. So thank you for your patience. Yes. Okay. That's enough of the intro and enough of me. Are we ready, you guys? Do this.
Sure.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, why not?
Why not? Let's just do it.
Why?
Double check my audio level. You might have to lower my volume in Discord. I feel like I'm louder than you guys.
Okay.
You sound okay here, but again, through the editing, we'll lower you or get you higher, and we go through Audacity and stuff.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, but I would feel bad if anybody's watching stream and out of nowhere it's like same volume, and then bam, my voice.
I did turn you down like a little bit.
Yeah, I hear it. It sounds better. Thank you.
Oh, sweet. Oh my God, you're so much like me. All the facial expressions, like, I love it. Okay. I think one day we're gonna have a stream without any kind of like technical issues, but it's kind of fun. It's like you know you're at Game Raven when we got Craig here.
Yes.
I haven't been
ready.
kicked out of Discord yet. Knock knock.
Hopefully not. Again, if so, we know that it's then just your profile in general for some reason.
I know. Then I know it's personal.
It is.
Yes.
Again, Jim in the back office is like, there's that puppet girl again.
Jim in the back office. The closet in the broom closet. It's not really a real office.
No, just,
where they
just
stick all the
computer.
interns.
Oh, not the Harry Potter closet.
Yes.
Oh, man. All right. We shall begin. Episode 58. And we begin in 3, 2, 1. Welcome to the Game Raven Review podcast. We are a collective of content creators, writers, and indie enthusiasts whose mission is to introduce gamers. My eyes did not see the R there, just saw the word game. All right. 3, 2, 1. Welcome to Game Raven Review podcast. We are a collective of content creators, writers, and indie enthusiasts whose mission is to introduce gamers to hidden gems in the indie game world. Sure. Gamers to the hidden gems in the indie world. Why am I missing game?
Did I write it incorrectly?
No, it's just like my brain just keeps skipping that word.
Oh.
All right.
Well, if you have a better way to say it, like, you do you. You do you. You're the host, man.
Yeah, I'll just edit these together to make them sound somewhat better.
Cool.
To hidden gems in the indie game world. I am your host, Sam, and I am joined as I am every week by some very talented individuals as we discuss the world of indie games. And in today's episode, we're going to be talking about chronic illness and its connection to games. But before we get into any of that, let me introduce who I have with me this week. As always, or mostly all time, always, is Puppet, who is our editor in chief. Puppet, how are you?
I'm here. I'm good. I'm good. My cats are very curious about my new setup, so if I disappear for a second, that's why.
Hopefully, they don't chew on any of the cables.
Yeah. We'll see.
And making their podcast debut, I believe, Autumn. Autumn, is this your first time here?
I think so. I'm usually in chat, so hey, hi.
Autumn, I'm very glad to have you on the podcast this week. Again, this is
Thanks.
Autumn, who is quote unquote just here, as she put in our outline. And Autumn, I am glad that you are here.
Thanks for having me. It's definitely a different side of Game Raven that I'm very appreciative of, and I'm glad to be here.
I'm glad you're glad. And also, hey, I am glad.
I'm glad you all are glad that you're glad.
I'm glad that you're glad that we're glad that she's glad. There we go. See, that's how we get this
I'm
going.
just here.
Oh man. And we also have Kelsey, who is a contributing writer to Game Raven. Kelsey, how are you?
I am doing good. I'm also excited to be here and talk about chronic illness.
I'm also glad that you are here as well, Kelsey. And thank you all for joining us here for the podcast and through our live stream. And we'll be right back to what we've been playing. See you there. All right. And we're back in 3, 2, 1. And welcome back to the Game Raven Review podcast with our segment, What We've Been Playing, where we discuss what we've been playing for the last week or so. I have been playing the game called Sleep, as you may have noticed with the past few podcasts. And that's kind of only thing I have been playing as of late. So I will turn it over to Puppet. Puppet, what have you been playing?
Well, I had another busy week. I just got a new PC, which is very exciting. And I'm really looking forward to playing a lot of games that I couldn't before on my little laptop. So that's exciting. However, I did not have time to play a whole lot. I have been playing Ikai, which is an indie game. It's a psychological horror based in feudal Japan, and it's real good. Basically, you're a girl who works at a shrine, and everyone has disappeared, and you're just minding your business doing laundry, and then suddenly all these like demons show up, and so you have to figure out how to keep them away from the shrine, and it is very spoopy, and we love it. I've also been playing my Pokemon Cafe remix. I just hit the 600th order, which is great. And also some Super Smash Brothers. I got to play Super Smash with some of the gang from the Seattle Indies meetup, and that was really, really fun. It's so different playing Super Smash Brothers with like different people who you don't know, like strangers. It's like this odd unspoken rule of all gamers that like, oh, there's Smash, we all play together. Like, we all kind of know what that game is and how it works. Okay. And it's fun to, I don't know, getting to know somebody for the first time through a game like that is super fun. So, yeah, I got to play some Super Smash Brothers with strangers. So that was my week.
Nice. Was it Ikai? What is it?
Ikai, yeah.
Ikai. I just wonder, like, at what point of my job is it for me just to say, you know what, you demons can have this. I'm gonna go home.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Like, I gotta fight off demons now. Like, not over my 9 to 5. I gotta fight other worldly beings.
Mm-hmm.
Man.
Yeah.
And that's what I love about Japan. It's like, yeah, this is part of the job. Like, I clean to make sure, people get to do their prayers or whatever. Also fighting demon. 'Cause
Also,
why not?
yes. I hope they at
Oh,
least have
love
a
it.
union or something. I don't know. Good health care.
You would think, you would hope, you know,
Yeah.
something, but that I love that about just a lot of their games. Just like it just happens. Like, yeah, hmm fighting the other deities here. Kelsey, what have you been playing?
Yeah, I've finally gotten around to Ghost of Tsushima. For those who don't know, it was a game that was nominated for Game of the Year in 2020, but basically you are a samurai on the island of Tsushima fighting Mongols and trying to win back your home. I'm also playing Witchwood, which is an indie game. I'm not too far in it, but it's like so far it reminds me of Stardew Valley, but you're a witch who's lost their memory and you have to collect items to give to this goat who is very sassy. So far the writing is very funny and I'm enjoying it. And Animal Crossing, because I have not stopped playing since it came out. Every day I check on my island and I do my little tasks. And yep, those are the games I'm playing.
I love Witchwood. I'm so happy that you're playing it. I
I'm
love
very
that game.
excited.
Oh my gosh. The beginning is so funny with the goat and
Yes.
it's just hilarious and it's so cute and so cozy. It's great.
Yeah, it is. I love the art.
And Autumn, what have you been playing?
I have been playing Lemon Cake. I ended up streaming it for Game Raven on Friday. It's my first uh one here. I love Lemon Cake. It's actually like one of my go-to games, even though I get frustrated. I've been playing Cats and Soup, which is a mobile game. It's not really I've seen a lot of ads for it, but it's kind of like a lowered, like, chill game. I get to play it offline, and I use it at work because I don't get reception. And, my boyfriend and I have been playing Halo lately, and we've been trying to, like, finish all of them, and we've been doing multiplayer, and I've kind of been obsessed. And then my obvious go-to is Sims 4 that I've been playing, so I've been on the game grind, and Sims 4 has taken over my life, so yeah.
Very nice. Are you guys big Halo fans?
He really wasn't, but it's multiplayer, so he was like, "Let's have you finally do all of the games." So we went from the one he thought I would love the most, then we went backwards, so now we're on 3 and we just have to finish 4 soon. Yeah.
You can get to watch the TV show that everybody loves and has no complaints about. No
I've heard some stuff already, and I'm prepared.
Oh man. Well, hey, thank you all for sharing the games you've been playing, and we'll be right back with our question of the week. There.
Thank you for doing the tweet, by
Yes.
the way,
Yes, yes,
because
yes.
I'm posting it in a bunch of places.
Oh, yeah, that's what your answer said. Oh, that's so nice. Yay, me and Kelsey are gonna talk about PlayStation 1 sounds. Yay. Because that's the best sound.
It is the best sound.
Uh it just tickles the back of my back in my brain. It's like, oh, that. I miss it so. I don't think the PlayStation now even has a sound.
No. And on the PlayStation 4, you could download a background with the PlayStation 1 and it would play the little sound, and I loved it so much. But the PS5 does not have that.
No, just big and bulky and in the way.
Yeah.
Oh, anywho. Oh, all right. And we are back in 3, 2, 1. And welcome back to the Game Raven Review podcast with our segment Question of the Week. Now, every day in our Discord, again, go to gameraven.com and you'll see a link to our Discord right there. We post a question, whether it be which link is your favorite, which gaming console is your favorite. We can see where, again, our Discord members' minds are at. And so every week we pull one of those questions out and put it into the podcast. question I pulled for this week is going to be, what console startup has the best sound? Let's see, Puppet. Let's start with you. What console do you believe has the best sound?
Wait, hold on, just a minute. I thought I had an answer, but I can't. I'm making sure that I'm not having some like fever dream of the sound that I'm thinking of. So skip me. Go.
Mandela effect.
Yes, right. Yeah. Can I go last, please?
Okay. Sure. So I guess me and Kels will talk about PlayStation 1 and why it's the best. Because it is.
Yes.
That is the first console that I bought with my own money as a child. I remember playing Street Fighter Alpha and being really, really bad at it, but just having that sound, which I don't know how they make them. Like again, it's like, who do you pay for that? But whoever it does needs more money. Whoever did it needs more money, because that to me is like one of the iconic like boot up sounds. Like you play that, everyone kind of knows. Oh yeah, that's the PS1 startup. Love it. And now it's just sad that PlayStation 5 just has silence. Just we're here, play your game on a console you are able to buy, maybe not. Yeah.
Just sit with your thoughts.
Sit with your thoughts and your teraflops. But no, I think PlayStation, PS1, PS2, even PS3, like they all had a sound, but for me, PS1 is like the best sound.
Yeah, for sure. I actually didn't have a PS1 when I was growing up, but my neighbor did. So I'd go over there a lot, and I just loved that sound so much. And it just reminds me of my childhood and hanging out with friends and um, learning about video games pretty much.
Oh, good times. Good times. I wish they would bring it back. PlayStation 6, bring back a sound. Like I know that that's not priority at Sony, but please, it's like a little sound or something I can download, make a sound. That'd be great. Small things, small things. Autumn, what is your favorite boot up sound?
Mine's the Samsung or Android startup sound. I had to refresh my memory. I forget what it sounds like now, but when I toured in Ireland with my chorus, I kept having to turn my phone on and off because to save battery to take pictures. And my choir director ended up making me like do the notes and try to like figure it out by ear. So that's why I love it because it like has a specific memory, not that like it, like, sounds good because obviously, like, it's just a little jingle, but it hits home, and that's why I picked it as my favorite, so yeah. I know it's not gaming, but, like, life.
Counts. I honestly have never had a Samsung device, so it's one of those like I didn't know it had a boot up sound.
Yeah, I wish I had one of my, like, old phones. I could find it and post it in, uh, Discord if anything, but I seriously love it. It's one of my favorite things in the world.
Like I'm going through a YouTube video now of like I guess all the boot animations. I just get these phones. Boot animations. I didn't even know they had that.
I'm gonna have to look it up.
Yeah,
That's
I'm gonna
awesome.
look it up too. Whoa!
Where's your boot up
That's
animation?
not it.
Apple, Nokia.
Wait,
Who else
hold
makes
up.
phones?
Here we go. Ready? This is what I found. It's very loud though. Hold on. Okay.
I don't hear anything.
I was gonna say if we're supposed to hear something.
Oh, I guess
there's
only
nothing.
stream can hear it. Oh dear.
That's
Stream
okay.
then.
That was not what I was thinking, but that was
That's so
pretty.
funny. Oh, it was not what you were thinking. Oh my gosh. If you find
Hold
it,
on.
post the link and then I'll play it for everybody.
Yeah, I will. I'm in the midst of
That's what I
trying to
was
get
doing
it.
earlier because I was like, oh, what is the sound? And which one was it? Okay. Yes.
I love how we're all looking this up now.
Yeah. It was do you remember what year it was?
Hold on, I'm gonna find it.
History of Samsung startup and shutdown sounds.
That sounds promising.
Yes, hold on. How do I do this? I'm so excited. This is going to be such a nostalgia trip. Oh, here we go. Okay, can you guys hear my desktop audio? It's going.
I'm not watching your stream. Let's see.
All right, here we go. Windows Expert, everyone. Windows Expert.
Oh. Oh, look at all the phones.
Oh my gosh. Look at the font. I'm just so excited. This is going to be great. Can you hear it?
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Pleasant.
It sounds like Zelda.
Ooh. I like that one.
I like the whooshing for some reason.
Yeah. Oh, that's definitely Mario. Like the water level in Mario. Whoa.
Now they're just stealing.
That's not real. That can't be real. Have you found it yet? Gotta be one of these coming up here, right?
Maybe.
I don't know how old you are.
This had to be. This was definitely past 2010.
Oh, it was probably past 2010 that you...
That I attended college, yes.
I love that someone took the time. This has 1.7 million views, y'all.
Wow.
It's
Sounds
like,
so sad.
I know, like, oh, I'm dying. That
Sounds
little
like
heart.
Rugrats.
Yep.
Some of these I never heard of, and I've had Samsung my whole life.
Oh, I think I know that one. We're in a new era. Oh, I know that one.
That one, yeah.
I definitely know that one.
Oh, I think I know that one too. I feel like we're in a game show right now.
Phyllis game show.
It's like, which one is Autumn gonna choose?
I think it has to be the one before. It's a couple back now.
They like went through a phase with that one jingle for a while that I recognize.
It was the second one of the new phase.
Oh, we're gonna watch the entire video.
I didn't know they were still making startup sounds in
I
2020.
know, right?
Oh.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
What a job. What a job.
Ooh, at the end.
Yeah. It was crazy.
They lost all their flavor.
Was it 2012?
Sorry, I forgot I was on push to talk.
Oh, it's all good.
I think it was 2012, 2013.
Okay.
I think it had to be that.
That's
I think so.
classic. I love it.
I think I have to double check now, and I'm gonna have to search for it. But I know I had that phone at that time. Like all three of us in my family had it at that time. So
amazing, amazing. Well, since I have YouTube up, I'm gonna show you guys my favorite sound. Is that okay, Sam? Is it my turn?
It is your turn.
Okay.
Yes.
Mine is Windows XP startup sound.
Classic sound.
Oh my gosh.
We didn't have to go through all of those, so I appreciate it.
That's how I knew as a kid I was about to play an amazing game. Like, I'm ready to play Age of Empires, and this is what I get to hear. Oh, it's so good. Oh, here it is again. Today's about echoes. I don't know what it is about echoes today. It's amazing.
And just like Samsung, Windows is like meh to these sounds starting up.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be Windows 11 that nobody wants.
Oh, I know. I can't even get Windows 11 on my computer, which is weird because it's like, I don't know. Isn't that strange? It like won't. I don't.
A new one?
Yeah, I think I have to change some kind of settings or something like that. But I had a dream that on the side of my new PC was like some kind of like poster that said we don't like Windows 11 or something, and that's why I couldn't like. Anyway.
So you know.
Yeah. It's got a 3080, but you can't have Windows 11.
How dare you?
I know. How dare I? Yes.
But then again, that's a blessing because Windows 11. But hey, thank you all for your answers. And if you would like to answer the same question or questions like it, again, please join our Discord. Again, GameRavenReview.com. Link to our Discord will be right there for you. And we'll be right back with our main segment of this podcast. See you there. Anyone has to go to the bathroom or anything?
No. I'm
Always
surprised at how fast we're going. We're a very to the point group. Very quick group.
Well, we didn't have to go through the whole entire YouTube video.
Okay, welcome to the podcast where we do things and we take forever. We really revel, you know.
Again, in the podcast, it'll be cut out anyway. So,
It's
easy
true.
editing.
Yep.
Easy editing, just being like beginning of this, end of this, cut it.
Wait,
Yep.
Sam, are you going to the bathroom?
No. Do I need to?
Oh, I thought I heard bathroom. Never mind.
No, I was just asking if anyone needs to.
I'm good.
That's all.
My dog apparently does.
That's okay. Go ahead.
Oh no,
I have to feed
it'll
my
take
fish,
forever.
so it will take forever. Oh, okay, never mind. My fish can wait.
You could go ahead and feed your fish. I'm for it. I'm gonna open this while I'm here. So
Cool.
Okay.
I'm gonna feed
All
my
break,
fish.
guys. All break. What are you eating?
Are you gonna share with the class?
what?
What are you opening?
Oh, I'll show you in a second.
Oh, okay.
That is a figure of some kind.
So it was the one day that my boyfriend and I went into Walmart, right? And we were looking through, they completely changed our Walmart. I mean, like, it looks like a Target now. And we were looking through the clearance, just being nosy. And out of nowhere, my boyfriend found the mini Epics Gandalf.
Wow,
That's awesome.
that's nice.
He's not focusing.
Those eyebrows, man.
Good.
Amazing.
I'll post like a cute picture of him. I have the Witch King one, but oh, holy hot nuggets! I don't know if you guys could see it, but his bag. Oh no, you guys can't. Let's hide Tom Nook and my face for 2 seconds. There we go. His
Wow.
bag
bag.
is
Oh, cool.
so detailed.
Whoa, burlap,
His
man.
beard is. Oh, that's my face. No. His beard gradient is so gorgeous, and then you just see
Ooh.
him. But he has like a little butterfly, and if I didn't take him out of the box, like I wouldn't.
That's so cute.
I'll find like random things in stores that I want. Why is this here? I don't know. I'm buying it though.
You should have seen
That's
some
what
of
I'm
the stuff
saying.
I found at MegaCon yesterday.
Look at my happy little fish, y'all.
They're so neon looking.
I know.
They are.
They're glowfish.
Ooh.
I don't know if these occur in the wild like that or if they were bred to be like that, but they like glow. They're like glowfish. Amazing. They're called
Sure,
neon tetras.
They're naturally that way, maybe, hopefully.
Oh.
You have 2 tanks behind you? Yeah.
Yes. It's
And a skull.
and a skull. It's a long story. It's a long story.
For another time.
For another
All right.
time.
All right.
Yeah. Come on, guys. We're doing a podcast, remember? We're getting distracted with random YouTube videos and fish.
Fish. And body
I
parts
like being
behind you.
distracted.
I mean, me too. Okay. I'm not editing this episode, so we can get as distracted as we want.
Wait, who is? Hey, how dare you?
I'm also getting distracted the fact that there's like this one black dot in the middle of his body, and I'm not 100% sure if it's blood or if it's
Yep.
paint, but I'm concerned.
I'm sure it's paint. Yeah.
That's why it was in the clearance bin.
That's why it's in the clearance. It's fine.
Oh my gosh.
Just evidence. Just evidence for crime. It's all right. Oh man.
All right, on to happier things, like chronic illness.
Fun. So Autumn and Kelsey, I'll be pretty much going around, probably saying your names after questions. Is that okay?
Yeah, sounds good.
All right. And again, as you see here, again, if you're comfortable, again, at any point, if you are not, say so, type it in chat. Well, like in our text thing we have here.
Yeah,
not in like
all over
actual chat.
Twitch.
And
I'm
just like,
uncomfortable.
hey, get me here or whatever. Like that's totally fine. Again, it's safe spaces here. I'm never forcing anyone to answer a question. You don't have to if you don't want to. Oh, righty. And Puppet, you too. Puppet, you too. All right. So we will begin in 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to the Game Raven Review podcast with our main segment. And as I mentioned earlier, today we're going to be talking about chronic illness. And so we're going to be going around asking different questions as we usually do. At any point, if anyone here does not want to answer that question, feel free to say, I don't want to answer that question. Again, safe spaces here. There is no, I'm never going to force anything on anyone. It's just weird. It's like, you have to answer this question. Do it now. It's like, no, if you want time to think about it, say so. I'm editing this podcast, apparently. So if you want to take as much time as you want to think about it, do so. And we'll clean it up and make it seem better. Twitch, you also be nice. But first, I'm gonna go around, tell us about yourself, and if you are comfortable, of course, tell us a little bit about your experience with chronic illness as well. Kelsey, do you mind if I start with you?
Oh, that's fine. Well, my name's Kelsey, as we've established. And I have a chronic illness, and it's a uncurable esophagus disease called achalasia. I was diagnosed with it when I was 17, and it has been a pretty much lifelong thing. But I am very happy and open to answer questions about it. In fact, I'd love to. It's pretty rare. Only 1 out of 100,000 people get this. So yeah, that's about it in a nutshell.
And going now to Autumn.
Yeah, if you heard, hi, my name's Autumn. I have a bit of a list of chronic illnesses. One that's affected my life is more my PCOS, which is polycystic ovarian syndrome. It affects the hormones, the mood, the really everything of anybody that owns ovaries. I have chronic cysts on my ovaries that cause a bit of I guess a domino effect that go into mental um illnesses, and then I'm getting tested for Crohn's or oh my god, my brain's blanking. Celiac, or they've tried to diagnose me with IBS, which is another chronic illness that life affects the stomach, and then you could consider mental illnesses such as depression, anxiety, or PTSD as chronic illnesses. And if you do, hi, that's me. I'm a basket of just being here.
I'm gonna ask a question before we go to the next one. I'm trying to figure out how to word it. Hey, even to my own self, give myself time to think about how I want to answer this question. Um, we kind of talked about like your experience there. What would you all like to share with the audience of how that affects you on your daily life?
Oh, Sam,
Yo,
I'm so sorry. I feel so weird saying this, but I forgot to tell you that I live with chronic illness too.
oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Me too. You don't have to ask me though. Like, if
No,
you know, I'm here all the
you
time,
want to be
so it's all good.
Oh, no, we are inclusive here. You have a voice,
No, it's okay.
so we will add you to this.
I only say it because literally I like just Googled how to talk about this because I don't ever talk about this. Like, they call it masking, and you know, everyone who has chronic illness or like mental health, anything, it's called masking when you present like you are fine and healthy and neurotypical and all of that. And I am very good at it, unfortunately. So it's okay.
Is it?
Again, are you? Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was just making a joke. It's not important.
Oh, make the joke. We love jokes. I love jokes.
You said it was easy, and I was like, is it though? Because that would be a masking technique.
It would be.
That it's
Oh.
easy.
Oh.
But
Oh.
Mm,
You're right.
Back in a corner.
Whoa.
Back in a corner.
Oh, I'm so happy that
Okay.
Kelsey's here. It's gonna be like that. I'm so excited.
you can tell me to back off too. That's
No.
acceptable.
It's with me. It's all good. I struggle to talk about things. So
Okay. So let's ask the important question. Do you want to talk about it?
I have Googled it, and I have how to talk about it in steps in front of me. So yes.
Okay. Again, as given to the others, same to you, Puppet. If at any time you do not want to or want to stop, again, this is not a forcing to talk about issues. But yes, so I guess we'll keep this in. I don't know if we're gonna keep it or not. But again, now going to Puppet. Puppet, again, introduce yourself as well.
Hi, I'm Puppet Master N. In case you don't know, my name is also Emily. But we don't call me that because there's a lot of Emilys. Do you see how I'm deflecting? Sometimes when you struggle with chronic illness, it is hard to talk about. So I think that's why I'm kind of all over the place. Although I'm usually like that. Anyway, hi. I'm Emily, and I live with idiopathic hypersomnia. And it is it's a rare sleeping disorder. It took me about 4.5 years to get diagnosed. It's oftentimes misdiagnosed as other things. And I've been through a lot of sleep studies, and finally landed on idiopathic hypersomnia, which is currently incurable and is chronic and gets kind of worse throughout your life. And so I was officially diagnosed in 2020, I believe. Yes. And it affects me in a lot of ways, like my social life and my work life. Basically it's where every time you wake up, you feel like you've been up for days, and it doesn't matter how much sleep you get. Like you're always, if you've ever stayed up for more than 24 hours, like that's my baseline. And you get a lot of like sleep drunkenness, and brain fog, and, your brain is just always trying to go to sleep all the time. And, they don't actually know like a whole lot about it. They've kind of like figured out where in the brain, the issue stems from, and they've also found it's like a deficiency in certain, parts of your DNA and whatever. I don't know, a bunch of science stuff that I don't understand at all. Anyway, I'm just left here being sleepy, and so yeah, I have struggled with that since I was a teenager. And I have been to many doctors, and a lot of them just look at you and say, "Well, it's time to adjust to a new normal." And I hate hearing that. So if you've ever been there before, I feel it. So yeah, that's me. I again, I don't really talk about it, but I'm trying to be better about talking about it because there are a lot of people in the world that have sleep disorders, and there's a lot of wonderful organizations that are fighting for visibility of IH and narcolepsy and others. So here I am. Thank you for letting me
I'm glad
chip
you were
in.
here.
Yes.
Well, thank you for sharing. Honestly, like really, thank you for sharing. I'm also looking at a list of chronic illnesses, and I think mm,
Are you looking at the one from the health.ny.gov?
I'm looking at several.
Yeah, that's what
That-
I've been doing because they consider tobacco use as a chronic illness or chronic disease now.
Oh, is it addictive what is it called? Nope, never mind. Brain doesn't want to do. It's okay.
But yeah, I'm also seeing tobacco use as one of those, which I guess alcoholism will probably be one then too. Would it? To some degree. But I'm also seeing diabetes here and depression, which I'm like, oh, those are things that kind of are in my lane. Not about me today though. Moving
Hey, it
along.
can be,
You-
Sam. This is a
you
safe
cannot-
space.
Along.
Excuse you, stop invalidating yourself.
I do that every day. I do that every day.
We gotta change that.
Oh man.
If I get picked
my
on, you
previous-
get picked on, Sam.
That previous question that I was asking that I'm sure we edited it out. It's fine. Moving along. I'm the host here, Decknev. No. What was the question? Right. So with again us talking about chronic illness, I just want to also kind of go into how does that affect your daily life? Right? Because again, some people who again don't have it or maybe have different things wouldn't fully know how that affects you. So if you are comfortable, once again, I like to go around to kind of just give a small or big, however you want to, how much ever you want to give, on how does your condition affect how your daily life goes.
Question:
And you know what? Go ahead.
No, you could finish your sentence.
No, Autumn, go.
Are we considering mental illness a chronic illness?
That's what I was going to ask too.
I would
Because-
think so.
consider it one.
I think so.
Because technically, it is according to like official like CDC governments and stuff. It's considered a chronic illness, but at what point do we intertwine chronic illness and mental illness?
We had a podcast before, and I want to have it again specifically on mental illness and gaming, just because both of these topics are so deep, and I don't want to not give enough space to one or the other, but I don't want to exclude it, you know, like if you like, yeah, if it comes as a part of the conversation and that's how it affects your life, and when you have chronic illness and, you know, mental illness, like they intertwine. So we're talking about you right now, but when we talk about games in particular, I think we're gonna stick to chronic illness in the more like, I don't want to say physical sense because mental illness is also physical, in the more traditional chronic illness, bodily rather than mental. Do you see what? Does that make sense? Does that sound okay?
I think so. I get what you're saying. We'll figure it out.
Okay, sounds
You
good.
guys could go.
We'll have a whole series of podcasts.
Ooh.
We should. We really should.
So who would like to go first?
I can go first.
Nobody else is on screen, so they can't
Right.
see. Kelsey!
Yeah. So impacting my daily life, right? So with an esophagus disease, it's one of the largest organs in the body that, you know, directly contributes to getting things to your stomach and pulling things out if it needs to. Mine doesn't know how to function. It is constantly moving like a snake doing a dance. So it is a constant feeling, and it is painful, though I don't notice it much anymore. But eating is very uncomfortable, which is unfortunate because that's my one joy in life, really, is eating. And so that contributes to how I go about my daily life, especially when I'm out at restaurants. I need to drink like gallons of water to just get through one meal. And that's not always accommodated to because, you know, servers are always busy. Filling up water cups kind of gets ignored, which I understand. As far as like any other part of my life, like I've adjusted to it, but with most chronic illnesses, there are flare-ups, which for me involves just throwing up stomach acid, and it can last for hours sometimes. So to the point where it's just like I can't eat after that. And I can't really drink anything, so my esophagus is in emergency like mode. It's like I don't know what's happening, so everything is going. So I feel like I'm rambling now, but that's basically the gist of it, is that a main function of survival is eating, and I don't do it very well. And that's, will impact me every hour of every day for the rest of my being.
Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Anyone else?
I guess mine, I feel like mine's not as severe where it affects my eating, even though it has. With PCOS, it's a domino effect. So when I was growing up, I got menstruation at like an early age, to the point where I would keel over and not be able to stay in school a lot. Um, it started getting really bad because it would affect everything else. So excessive hair growth, losing hair on the top of my head, having to be on medication for both pain and trying to control it. So every time I would, do the girly thing, I would grow cysts and potentially could go into ruptured cysts, or I had blood cysts as I was growing up, and it causes weight gain, which physically, like, I can't lose a lot of weight, and not a lot of people like realize that and something that prevents you from losing weight could also hinder you and mentally, physically, and get judged constantly for it. And because of that, I've had bad knees, bad hips because of all the weight, and it like snowballs to the point where I now, after getting in a car accident, like it's been difficult because I can't lose the weight easily because of my condition. And I try to downplay it, which if you have it too, like it's pain. But like on a daily basis, like I can't feel certain things anymore because I can't get this weight off. And then it comes with mental stuff too, where I have severe anxiety and severe depression, to the point where I like streaming and I like sitting at my desk a lot because I don't have to move. I don't have to change places. Otherwise, my brain goes and crazy. So it's the major thing. And then there's studies upon if um it's tied to stomach issues. And I'm at this point where it's like I'm just here. That's the fact that I just say I'm here. Because if I didn't have this, I wouldn't have everything else go weird in my life because it would be like controlled. So it does, as much as it's like sometimes cosmetic, people don't realize it affects you in a different way. And doctors don't know like how to control it, what happens. It's kind of very closely tied with endometriosis. And having it, like, you try to like downplay it, you try not to tell anybody, but it could cause you to potentially turn into a dark place because you it affects everything else in your life. So um yeah, sorry, I try not to talk about it, but it's just, I'm just here.
We're here to talk about it as long as you want to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm here to sleep.
I also like to sleep. Oh man. Again, Puppet, would you also like to go or no?
Sure. Yeah. I kind of mentioned it before, how it affects my life. Just constantly being in a state of needing to fall asleep. I'm on medication, on stimulants to keep me awake, and those only last about 4 hours. And so, during my day, I have energy, and then it leaves. So, there, and it can hit me like a wall. I've been in public before when I basically have passed out, and that's really scary. So it is harder for me to be in spaces where I'm not near a safe space where I can fall asleep. It also makes it really hard for me to be in places alone. Um, and yeah, Autumn, I'm glad you brought up the how your chronic illness has played into your mental health because I've definitely felt that in my life. I was diagnosed with chronic depression at first. And it's really hard to decipher on your own and then also for doctors to figure out, okay, what is fatigue versus depression versus sleepiness? And basically the difference is with depression and fatigue, there's a lack of daily energy and aren't um you aren't interested in things that you used to be anymore. Nothing excites you anymore. And also you can have sleeplessness. So like you're laying there and you're just like, I can't sleep, but I also have no energy to do anything. I'm also not interested in anything. So that's kind of what depression and fatigue look like. But with hypersomnia, that it is if I stay still for too long, I fall asleep. Like I could fall asleep like that. Like one of the signs of having hypersomnia is you fall asleep a lot faster on average than a normal person. So it takes me about 3 minutes to fall asleep and start my dream cycles. So and I yeah, it obviously having something like that keeps me from my friends and my family and work too. I've been in I have found myself apologizing so much to people for not showing up to places, to having to cancel last minute, to um just, not being present for people. I've lost friends over my condition because they can't understand that when I disappear, it's not because I don't care about you. It's because I literally I'm not awake enough to handle my work life, my home life, and my social life all in one. So it's affected me in a lot of ways. But I think yeah, I think just the most difficult one has been the disconnection from people. And yeah, I have anxiety and depression because of that. It's like the chicken or the egg. But they finally figured out, oh no, because you're hypersomnia is something that are you have markers for in your DNA. So you're born with it, and then you have certain circumstances that exacerbate it. So I was also in a car accident and had a head injury that caused my hypersomnia to become even worse. So anyway, here I am. I'm rambling now too. There you go. That's hypersomnia a little bit and how it affects my life.
Gonna say one thing really quick. Those people, it's not that they can't understand, it's that they won't. They decided
Yeah.
not to.
Mm.
So it's a good thing that they're out of your life because they obviously aren't good human beings.
Yeah.
Don't tell
And just
yourself that they can't. Sorry.
no, it's okay. Sorry. I just wanted to add to it that it's the lack of understanding and then the isolation of having a chronic illness and being misdiagnosed over and over again and re-explaining to doctor after doctor what is happening and them telling you they don't know what's wrong with you or they misdiagnose you like more than once and meanwhile you're just suffering and you don't know what's wrong and you don't know how to help yourself because no one can tell you.
And sometimes you end up getting afraid on telling those
Mhm.
doctors too, because then they just blame it on something else. Or
Yeah.
when you move and you have to explain, hey, I need a specific doctor or you need referrals. Hold on. Sorry, I thought my dog was licking himself. Or you have to like constantly say, hey, I am the way I am, and this is something new for me because of something and because of my chronic illness.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had COVID back in January, and it was really difficult to figure out am I sick, or is this my chronic illness, or is this my medication? It's a constant questioning, and every doctor will say something different. And so it took me a while to figure out that I had COVID, because it's like, well, the symptoms of COVID can be, excessive sleepiness and headache and, sleep drunkenness and brain fog and all the things. And I'm like, well, it just feels worse, I know I'm normally this way, but it feels worse. And I think there's something wrong. So yes, the whole having to explain to a different doctor. I've been to Western doctors, and I've been to those trained in like homeopathy and naturopathy, and everyone has a different way to explain it and help you. Yes,
I'm
Autumn.
raising my hand really quick because Craig decided to go bye-bye since
Oh.
3:35, so it's been 6 minutes and we haven't been recording.
Oh, I see him still. That's weird.
I do as well.
It says note, even if I am still in the voice channel, no recording is taken. You need to disconnect me from the channel and start a new recording.
Oh, that was from
Will say
12:35.
that.
Yeah, I guess it's 12:35 on yours. If you go into the podcast discussion
Oh,
channel.
okay.
So all of our deep talk we just had the last 6 minutes has been lost. I guess it's on Twitch.
But that's the thing, right? Like, it'll say that, but it will still be recording because I can't kick him out because it'll tell me that I'm
yeah.
not. So it's weird, but it's still. I'm still gonna go ahead and add him back again. But it's weird how this works. Good old
Do you
Craig,
want me to kick him out of the channel really quick?
if you can, yeah.
I disconnected him.
Craigie.
Now recording.
Are you though? Are you, Craig? By the way, can we just notice right now that I am still here
You are still here.
and that no one has kicked me out?
Only Craig.
Only Craig. Only been canceled by Craig today. Not Discord. So excited.
I am so tempted to put disconnect for you right now.
Oh my god. Right after I say it.
But Puppet, I guess we'll need to discuss eventually of another recording way.
Yeah.
Discord.
I could also we could try it from mine and see if that works. I don't know if it's like an internet thing. But we should also look into other recording software for sure. Yeah. And Autumn, if you happen to stumble across anything that people use in Discord.
I'm looking at it now.
Nice. Nice. Well, I don't know if I need to repeat anything. I think it was just me talking, so.
I'm checking to see what the last thing it has.
Okay. I'm gonna get some water while you do.
I posted in Discord a Reddit thread, but I'll keep looking into it.
By the way, Kelsey, with your drinking water and your complaint about servers, I mean, not to the extent that you do, obviously, but I do feel the like, okay, hello, I need water. Hello. My medication makes me like if I don't constantly drink water, I get terrible headaches and cotton mouth really bad. So, yeah, I'm like, hello, I really actually do need water. Can you just bring me a huge giant pitcher? That'd be great. Then I don't have to bother you anymore.
I sometimes will ask for that. Like, can you just bring me like a carafe or a pitcher? Like, I will drink all of it. And sometimes they will, and then sometimes they'll just forget.
Yeah.
One time I went to a restaurant, the guy thought it was the weirdest request he's ever gotten. He's like, "Why do you want that?" Like, he was suspicious of me for whatever reason. So he brought out 8 glasses and gave them to me. I was like, "I mean, this
What?
works. I'll take the 8 glasses of water, I guess."
It's so strange.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that's the strangest thing when like you have to like, do I have to give you my whole life story? Like, why do you assume that I'm trying to inconvenience your life? Like, I'm really
Right?
not.
I will
Uh,
never understand. And
right,
sometimes
like,
it's just awkward to ask more than once. It's just like,
yes, because then you feel like you're being rude or something, and it's like, actually,
Mhm.
no, they're just not doing their job. Yeah,
Damn.
having to
That was
make,
that was like right under the bus.
oh, yeah.
Nope.
Yes. Sam, how we looking? Did we
Craig
lose
took
him?
him.
Craig took him!
Do, 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 do. I don't know if you heard, I put a Reddit thread
Oh,
in podcast discussions. I'm gonna see if you guys want to look into that one, just in case there's people are going at it.
Sam, are you with us?
I'm here. I'm downloading it now.
Ooh, there's one where you could. I'm just gonna send it to you. There's a potential that you could use it to create a room and you can record with OBS.
Nice.
So you don't have to.
Oh, does it record separate tracks?
With this specific one, it's you record and it has you create a room and it has an integration. It's like a remote screen share to OBS.
Hmm.
So you can record through OBS and you could use that sound
Mm-hmm.
directly from the video, if that makes sense.
Oh, see, the thing we like about Craig is that it records separate tracks per person so that when we're, and then it automatically groups them together so we don't have to like have like line it up later on.
Totes. Okay, back to the drawing board.
Yes. Well, if I need to repeat stuff, I would like to get back on track with the podcast. That we're not here forever. As much as I love being with you guys.
If you're talking to me, I wasn't not able to hear you. I'm so sorry.
Oh, that's okay. How is it looking?
The last thing would be you talking about how you were losing friends because of your illness. That's the last thing you got.
Okay, I'll just start from there, I guess.
I'll keep a lookout on this channel to make sure it doesn't drop again.
Cool. Come on, Craig. You're a wonderful tool, but I tell ya. Okay, yes. I have in the past lost some friends because they just felt I was too distant, and it's hard to explain what being sleepy all the time is like. And you get the answer of, oh, well, I mean, I'm tired too, and it's like, well, it's a little bit different. And so that's probably been the hardest for me in my day-to-day life is the isolation that my chronic illness brings, and having to explain and retain friends through it is really difficult, because it's hard to balance you know, your work life, your family life, and your sleep, and your social life at the same time. It's impossible. I just can't do it. And some people can't understand that, and it's really sad and hard. So there you go. That's me in hypersomnia.
Thank you all for sharing. I figure I want to ask this question differently. So again, going around as you feel comfortable, how do you feel video games impact your life and your illness?
I can start with this one too.
If you like, yes.
Okay. I have used video games before when I have felt like I was losing the battle with my sleepiness during the day. Some days my medication just doesn't work the same. I have to take this medication every 4 hours, and I can't take too much of it. I can't so when it starts to drop off some days, it's just I'm more sleepy than others. And a way that I found to stay awake and stay active without having to expend a lot of like physical energy is just to sit and play like a farming sim, or like a chore simulator or something. Or even when I'm around other people, getting together to play games has helped me stay awake. And yeah, so that's kind of how I've used gaming to help just help encourage me to win the battle that I face every single day.
I was muted. Thank you, Puppet. Would anyone else like to answer?
Um, with mine, a lot of it came when I was younger, not so much now, because of like controlling effects and all that fun stuff. When I was younger, it used to be to the point where if I sat down for a long period of time, sorry, doggo made random noises. It started getting to the point where I wouldn't be able to physically handle sitting down. Either this is gonna get like things would happen where it would be extremely embarrassing. I wouldn't be able to like get up, if you get what I'm saying. I don't want to be like so inappropriate about it. It's not that it's inappropriate, it's just something that you don't culturally talk about here. But because I couldn't handle the constant like flow, like I would do video games, whether it be sitting down or to help the pain, which I found out through a long series of like just testing with it. I would do like Wii Sports or DDR, and I would get myself moving, and it would help with less like stomach cramps or bloating, or it would help with the hormones as well. And as I started moving around and not having to be confined to a chair, I would start having like, regular hormones, regular periods, and eventually it started becoming more manageable. And video games, like keeping my brain busy off of that as well, because when I was younger, I was on antidepressants. I was in a very dangerous place, let's put it that way, because of how much I was getting made fun of and getting like tortured because of something that I can't control. Video games were completely my way to go. DDR got me the confidence to do things, you know, getting to do more of the physical stuff with like the Wii, which, it's not that old, but I mean, I'm old. So it really like changed everything about how I dealt with, the thing that's inside me that I hate so much. So, and the negative side of video games, because I'm starting to get tested for um more of like the gastro chronic illnesses because they haven't figured stuff out with me. There's a lot of games that you still want to play that don't necessarily help with pausing things, whether it be older games. I think there was a game that my boyfriend was playing. I think it's Mass Effect. It's something where you can't pause it up until a certain point. So you have to wait till the cutscene's over. You have to wait till certain things, or if you're timed and you can't necessarily be on a BRB screen or multiplayer. Multiplayer sucks. If like for me, if I eat something, if I have milk, if I have gluten, if I have stuff that has been affecting either my IBS or whatever weird stuff is with my stomach, games necessarily haven't been the greatest to me because then I constantly have to go to the bathroom or I constantly have to stop because it's affecting my breathing, my mental state. And trying to figure that stuff out, like I'll be on Halo and video games won't help as well because I'm like, great, either I exit out of the game or I somewhat pause and potentially have the system go into sleep mode because, you know, the greatest thing happens and I lose progress or, have to restart everything. But yeah, I'll shut up now.
Thank you for
Also,
sharing that. Yeah.
here's
Thank you.
Dog. He says hi.
Oh, doggo.
Puppy, big puppy. Really want a dog. I'm so sorry. That's just
They're
um.
great.
They really are so cuddly. Better than cats. I said it.
Mm.
They don't attack me or get on my chair in the middle of podcasts.
I feel like you're targeting someone.
I don't. Taz, yes, Taz.
Taz, totally Taz. Yes.
Oh, Kelsey, would you like to go?
Yeah, I found video games to be a great comfort when, especially if I do have flare-ups or I'm in pain. They are a great distraction. Um, One of the reasons why I really drawn to choice-based games like Mass Effect or Dragon Age or Knights of the Old Republic even, especially when I was younger, is that I could make everything work out and people would believe me as the main character, which I did not have in my real life at the time. Um, so I think like being the hero and having the option to like help everyone um, is a great comfort. And also on another side of things, mobile gaming has been a gift because there are times where I just uh, live in the bathroom for a few hours because I'm throwing up so much. But I have my phone or I have my Switch. If I'm feeling like I want my Game Boy, I can grab that too. Um, just to add to what Autumn was saying, there is that um, downside to some games that don't you can't pause at certain points, especially during cutscenes, which with me flare-ups can happen in an instant. It's not something I can anticipate ever. Um, so even like with newer games where you can pause at any point, that's like a great relief to know that I can still have that comfort, but if I need to go, I can go and not miss out on something that gives me my serotonin or dopamine or whichever one it is. um, yeah, that's it. That's all I have to say.
Thank you for sharing. And I think we've all kind of touched on it with your answers, but I want to kind of get, I guess, more specific on the games you guys like to play. Like the titles of games to kind of share with everyone else who also might want to look into those games. Of when you are struggling, what games are you playing? I know we mentioned Animal Crossing a little bit. which again is a theme of this podcast because I think we all kind of like Animal Crossing to some degree. Because again, it's a cozy game. It's a game that you can just play whenever. And again, with a Switch, as mentioned, you can take that roughly wherever you need to go. Unlike a PlayStation or an Xbox, where you need extra things, or even a gaming laptop where you need to have that cord. Because if not, you have maybe 20 minutes, and that laptop will be dead if you're trying to play a game with it. So let's go around. What games do you guys again like to play?
I guess I could go first. Only because I like playing Sims a lot. Um, because of the mods and because of the representation I could place myself. I could finally feel represented in the game. There's a lot of traits that are IBS or lactose intolerance or um, different ways of hormone control. I've been through a lot in order to try and regulate my body. And in The Sims, you could do that. You could not have a girly thing. You could have birth control. You could have all of that. And The Sims really is my favorite game because of it. I could disassociate throughout the real world, go in there, and I finally have control over certain things because of cheat codes, because I could randomly get rid of, my IBS for like 3 hours in the game. But it's seriously my favorite thing in the world. And then there's Animal Crossing, but that's because it gets your mind on certain things. And it's an obsession as I stare at my, like, 300 amiibo cards, life.
You have a favorite amiibo?
Hold on, you guys talk and then I'll show you.
Okay. um, anyone else like to share their favorite games?
Yeah, I just want to piggyback a little bit on what Autumn said about the escapism. Like, I love Stardew Valley and Animal Crossing because I'm able to do things that I can't in real life. And I'm able to get my chores done. I'm able to like make money and have a job and like do things and feel like I'm contributing to society in a way that some days I just can't. I can't. I don't have, the willpower to get out of bed, and I can't seem to, get my brain to not be so foggy and have to think about life and be a person. I can just sit and be in Stardew Valley and have a farm and be successful and feel productive when I physically can't in my actual life. Um, yeah, yeah, that's I relate with that a lot.
Are we still waiting? Autumn.
You guys could continue.
Okay.
I gotta find it.
I can piggyback on the piggyback. I think a common trend is management and control in games when you don't have that necessarily in your real life. I also love The Sims and Stardew Valley and Animal Crossing and really any like city management game. I can just sit down and build my little city and serve my little citizens. Like in Roller Coaster Tycoon, I like a lot. Those are games you can really hone in on and disassociate, and no matter if you're having a good day or a bad day, uh, they're there to suck you in, and I think that's a good thing when you need it, especially.
Very true. I think like the create a character or being able to, like you said, control what you can control in a video game, I think is very important. That's why I kind of get mad at like games that give like a halfway effort on accessibility in a general sense, or just being able to create a character where you look at these characters, and I'm gonna yell about Madden here for a little bit, where like Madden's been using like the same faces for like a decade. Like people have literally made videos on these are the same skin tone and faces of my created character, because the idea that hey, like for me, for example, I hurt my knee in high school. I wanted to play sports. I liked sports. I hurt my knee real bad, and that then went away, right? Because it got hit once, my knee went out, and I was like, all right,
Mm.
cool, great. That wasn't for me, I guess, world. But to be able to still kind of relive that of like what could have been, and to at this point now a billion-dollar company who makes $1 billion off microtransactions, by the way. Good job, Madden. Um, to just not have anything in the accessibility of changing of for kids who again got hurt and didn't weren't able to live out that dream. Hi dog, bye dog. To just being able, like you said, to have that escapism of, this is the fantasy that I want to have. I want to be able to build this team in Hawaii and have all the characters I want. I want to be able. I think it was an old game I remember playing. I think it was called like was it City Tycoon or something like that, where you could just literally build a city
Yeah.
and you just could make the most ridiculous of things. And none of my cities thrived. All my cities died, which I think is probably why I liked it. It's like, yeah, the highways make no sense, and they're mad at me. Like, but I have that freedom to do that. I have that freedom to kind of do whatever I want, and that's why for me, like for gaming, that's what's important. To have that freedom to kind of do what I want. To have that, I have no restraints, no matter what I am physically, to do in this game. And when I see companies that are AAA, as we discussed last week, oh, or what AAA is or isn't, and it's like you have all this money, but yet you don't do it. While you have indie games that are just giving you all the access, and you're like, thank you. I appreciate the effort that this three-man team did. These one woman in a dungeon in her house pushed out this game, and it's awesome. Like I appreciate that so much, man.
I wish there was more representation in bigger games. Like, it's amazing that there's these indie games, and I give it all to them that they think of everything to put in, whether it be like serious things or how thankfully now like bigger movies are doing it where there is like a bag or like there's some the colostomy bag, like there's more representation on that, and some indie games like go ham with it, and I'm like, I love you. Like, you if and when your game gets bigger to the point of like national representation and like you're doing amazing, which we all strive for indie games to be like that, like there's a potential that like some random kid that's growing up sees themselves in the game, compared to like nowadays where you could barely get pronouns in a general game. You know what I mean? It's just, it's amazing with these, three-man team, but not some random girl in a dungeon. You never call any place a dungeon. It's the creative process of just their home. Otherwise, it
Mm.
just sounds interesting.
All right, I apologize. We are talking about your creative space, your office that happens
Also,
to be underneath your house.
here's for those of you who
Celeste!
I was just,
Yes!
do
The
you see the
best
image?
recipes. Yes.
So if folks that are not able to see, it is Celeste, but it is I think it's the newer version. There's two different poses that she has, but it's shiny. It has like little like iridescent stuff on it. So that's my favorite
Aw.
out
Very
of all of them.
fitting for her. Yes.
All right. And we talked a little bit about accessibility, and so we're going to go into that. Up. I was changing that question for a second. I was like, who's taking control of my questions? So, to everyone here, what does accessibility mean to you in the terms of gaming? think we talked a little bit about pausing, being able to pause a game, hopefully at any moment, kind of thing. Even though a lot of games still don't do that, which is weird to me. I forgot what game I saw someone playing. It was just like you press the pause button, but it takes you to a menu, but things are still happening. And it's like, oh, well, that's not a pause button. Like, that's a look at my inventory button. What if I have to go do something? I guess I have to quit the game.
There's
So
there's a
that's
lot of games that do that. I think like Rust or Minecraft or I think Borderlands. Well, Borderlands it's not the main menu, but it's your like HUD that you look at and you can
mm,
still get whacked in the butt while you're trying to just like change your gun or something.
I just want to read the lore. Let me read the lore. Why am I still being attacked by things? I want to read
No
the
reading,
lore.
only action.
But I want to read the lore. Oh, and also about accessibility. Even kind of past what we've talked about. There's a game that I liked, don't like anymore. Poppy's Playtime. But there's something about chapter 2 where one, it doesn't have subtitles at all,
Mm.
which I was like, oh, odd, because chapter 1 had it. And sometimes I would like, even for me, I like having subtitles on because I sometimes it's hard to hear what a puppet may be saying or two. And then they also had the thing of like, hey, look at this document that is handwritten. Well, it's handwritten as if I wrote it, and my handwriting is trash. And so on a console, like I'm trying to like lean my body in to look at my monitor, and I'm like, I don't know what this says. Oh, I'm just gonna press like the A button to show, the actual text of. No, there's no text to that. You just have to struggle or go like I did, go to the YouTubes and be like, please, someone who has better eyesight than me, can you please tell me what this says? And it's like, oh, cool, great. Like to me, small things like that, where I think there's even an award at the Game Awards of like accessibility, which small things like being able to have your hearing impaired see what is being said, I think is important because there are people out there who are hearing impaired who who maybe love your game, but now can't really play it because you can't hear what the instructions are or what is even being told to you in that game. So please, mob games, get better. Stop making NFTs and movie deals and put subtitles in your games, Nabbit.
I
But
definitely agree. Like subtitles, being able to hear what's on the screen, what's on the main menu, what you're able to do. Um, Different types of also visual cues could help, whether it be if you've seen how accessible Ratchet and Clank has been between different color combinations for anybody that's colorblind or color sensitive. There's ones where if you are hard of seeing, and unfortunately, like things like certain colors mesh together, there could be black and white, and just what you're supposed to do is color coded. Stuff like that could really go like outwards for so many people and really help because when I am in like my downfall of that month or 2 weeks, whatever my body decides to take over, like I will want to do a game, but my eyesight will start going and or my body will start like unfortunately not doing well and I will start like disassociating in the middle of a game and having visual stuff helps as well and especially with subtitles it's sometimes I won't be able to start hearing things and like having those subtitles and just turning the volume off, just having that quiet so my body can relax is a godsend. And then same with not just like on the screen, like physically as well. I wish there was more accessibility for all different controls. I wish it was more of like a huge thing instead of like, just two sticks. Like what if people and need something other than what they could use with their hands? Like there's nothing with that. There's no mainstream. You have to find somebody on Etsy. You have to find something on Amazon for it, which is appalling because you're excluding out a whole entire portion of life. Like, life has given you, whether it be restrictions on your hands, on your legs, on your talk, like your speech. Like, we need that. We completely need that in gaming, in the gaming world in general. And thankfully, I went to MegaCon yesterday where there was an accessible kind of like little section, and they had thumb grips that were magnetic to help you stay on your console, on your game controller, which some people might need that. It might be a little bit more like it's not as dominant as, like, say, foot pedals for a game that you could use only and program with your feet. It, it's that small little thing that says, hey, like, we see you. This is just our one step. We could do more. I'll shut up now.
No, that was
That
all
was
really
great.
good. No, yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, accessibility to me means a couple things. It could be kind of like what Autumn was just talking about, like physical accessibility or accommodating for every type of person, not just the neurotypical or the able-bodied. And also accessibility to me also means providing more space for everyone. And what I mean by that is, like, in RPGs, allowing more options for people to express themselves. Role-playing games are role-playing games, and that means that each person will find themselves in that game differently. And when I hear a game is accessible, I hear that in it is open to all and it is accessible to all. And accessibility could also mean a lot of other things, having to do with price and also having to do with being available and understandable to everyone in the world. Gosh, we had a podcast on this before. I'm forgetting the term for it, but basically it is how game devs make their games accessible and relatable to all people in the world, and not just people with English as a second language or different cultural ideals or whatever, but in all ways, and just creating space for people. That's kind of what accessibility means to me. It's kind of layered. I think specifically in my life, how I found games to be accessible has been, when I have the option to adjust how things look. I get seasick if I play first person games, and I have to adjust the settings to make it easier for me. But I love indie horror, and you all know that I love indie horror, but a lot of those games are first person games, and so it excludes me from them because the head bob or the way that your head moves is just it just makes me sick. I'm also really sensitive to flashing lights and really overstimulation from a lot of lighting. And so having the ability to adjust those down and to, just make it more enjoyable and accessible to me is really important. And I know I'm not, the only person. My husband works at Seattle Children's at the Alyssa Burnett Center, and they are a center for adults with autism and other developmental disabilities. And they're always talking about how games can become more accessible to those who are just, who aren't neurotypical or able-bodied. And there's a lot of really great ways that the industry is making strides And, I hope that we can have an entire podcast on that and how it's how indie devs are handling that and how they might be doing it better than the AAAs. Or Autumn, I think you mentioned this before. It seems like in the indie dev community, like they just place more value on that. It feels like to me more value on that than what I've seen in AAA games. And so I would love to talk more about that in another podcast when maybe Alex can come join us and maybe some people from the center. But anyway, there you go. That's kind of my answer to what accessibility means to me.
You Puppet. Kelsey, anything to add?
Not a lot. Autumn and Puppet did an amazing job expressing my own feelings. Just I guess the one thing I do want to add is along with um, supporting games being more accessible is also, I guess, calling out to AAA games when they do include characters or anyone that might be neurodivergent or anything, making sure they are inviting people into the narrative room that do have disabilities or um, are not typical. Because I think often bigger companies will try to include things, but they get it wrong. So I think just keeping up the support and maybe putting on the pressure that people of all types of backgrounds and all types of abilities are being invited to make those narratives as well.
Very nice. Thank you for sharing. And more of a not checking off a box because hey, someone's gonna get mad if I don't put that in there versus actually sitting down with a group or with people to say, okay, how would you do this? Like how would you like to be represented in a game versus oh well, let's yeah, we checked that box. Yeah, cool, great. So no one's gonna get too mad because hey, we did it. Actually putting in an effort versus
Yep.
just the QA. We kind of have to, I guess. You
Yeah.
also are. Oh man. Also, everyone's appreciated here. Someone put, "Look, you're appreciated." Shared documents are fun.
Yes.
Oh man. So that will be the end of this podcast. Thank you all so much for tuning in to the Game Raven Review podcast this week. I've been your host, Sam, and you can find me on Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, and Instagram under Sam Said It DFW. Public, where can you be found?
I am Puppet Master N, that's Puppet Master EN, and I'm here on Twitch and Twitter and all the socials under that tag.
Autumn, anything you would like to share for your socials?
Autumn. That's my name on Twitch. Trying to think who's who. I have Moonlit Autumn _ on mid cough. Moonlit Autumn _ on Twitter and Instagram. And I'm just, if you message me anywhere and be like, hey, are you on this? I'm probably on it.
So I'm just gonna just start messaging you down, just random things. I'm gonna go back to high five and be like, Autumn, is this you? Oh no. Does
Tumblr? Anyone?
do any of you remember high five? Anyone? Am I just showing
No, I
age?
remember.
Okay, good. I was for a second I was like, this tear that's in my eye because of allergies, of course. Not because I'm old. Kelsey, how about you?
I am Kelsey Buckets on all socials. So if you see a Kelsey Buckets, it is me.
Very nice. And as always, you can find us also on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and now TikTok at Game Raven Review. You can also find us on Twitch, where our streamers will be giving you a different indie game 7 days a week. You can also you can also find even more incredible indies by visiting GameRavenReview.com. gameravenreview.com. And if you'd like, again, to join our Discord, a link will be there on gameravenreview.com. Thank you again for listening. Thank you all for watching. Have a fantastic week. And until next time, goodbye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.